Oh God, the glasses. Oh no. I mean, oh, okay.
Assistant.
I know, right?
How dare you?
Is everybody good on drinks?
Yeah, we're good. I'm just trying to do some last minute look up here on the Stanley Cup.
How does nobody like my shades? I the replica after Tony Stark. How did they not like them?
Yeah.
How?
They're crooked.
They're not crooked. They're bent.
They are crooked.
This is vintage. Welcome to Sports Jabber with J&J. I'm John.
I'm Jonathan. I'd like to thank you for spending some time with us today as we once again talk about the big topics in the world of sports. On the game plan today, we'll answer some of your questions. We'll talk about why we think sports have gotten a little bit softer than what they used to be. Cavaliers and Toronto series wrapped up. We'll give our thoughts on that. But first, we start off with, recently Jackie Bradley Jr. had a 29-game hitting streak, which was snapped on Thursday. But anytime has someone hitting streak that goes that long, we talk about Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak, which gives us the idea of unbreakable records. What records are out there in sports that we don't think will ever be broken?
So what do you have? I'm interested.
Well, for me, I start off with Cy Young's 511 wins.
It's a good one.
No one's ever going to come remotely close to that. We probably won't even see a 300-game winner again, let alone 511. So that one right there, untouchable. No one's going to come remotely close to that one. Pete Rose's 4,256 career hits. That one's not going to be broken. I mean, it's a miracle when people get to 3,000, so they still need another 1,200 to
even get close.
Yeah, even get close to that. So okay. That one. Bill Russell's 11 championships. That one's not going to be touched.
I missed that one on mine.
Yep, I missed that one. Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points in a game.
Yep, I had that one.
I mean, Kobe Bryant came close with his 81 points, so I think that one could be maybe challenged, possibly. It'll be a little bit tougher, though. Nolan Ryan's 5,714 strikeouts. No one's touching that. Cal Ripken's 2,632 consecutive game streak.
I like that one.
Yeah, everyone gets a day off, now, so no one's going to come remotely
close to that. That
one's
one's like Krispy Kreme's off the conveyor belt.
Sure.
Good one. Yep.
And then we got Barry Bonds, 762 career home runs, 73 in a single season. Wayne Gretzky's 2,857 points. And then you have Nolan Ryan's 7 no-hitters.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think that one maybe could be caught. Got a few people right now with 2. And then Rick Henderson's 1,400 stolen bases.
Japanese.
Stolen bases just don't seem to be as big anymore. You don't have those teams that run a lot, so I don't think anyone's going to even come within 500 of that anytime soon. And then, Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. I think at some point that one will be broken. I think someone will eventually come up and get that one. So what do you have on yours? Put the ear flaps back.
Okay.
No, I said
With them
in the back. Yeah, there you go.
So I have Secretariat's 31 link victory horses. Told you I was thinking outside the box today. Then I also have Jerry Rex's receiving record.
That one I think will be broken. With the emphasis.
So you're already ranking on the Niners. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm Stealing my thunder again. Okay,
I'll steal it.
Canadians' 5th straight Stanley Cups. No one will ever break that. It's gonna be tough. And I had Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points. Cover that one. And I also have Big O Oscar Robinson's triple-double average in the season. I don't think that one will probably ever be broken this time. One player that's come close is LeBron James. He's average. He hasn't averaged, but he's flirted with a triple-double his whole career, but I don't see that one. The game's played differently. It's a lot softer now. It's not as rugged as it was back then. That's one, I guess, that I really don't see as far as Jerry Rice's receiving records. I would say Megatron came close to that a few seasons ago, but he's not playing anymore.
No, and the only reason why I think that one would be broken is just because the game is such a passing league now. very, very little emphasis on the run. There's so much about passing, and with all of the different, rules against, defenders being able to defend the pass, it makes it that much easier. So I think that, that one will eventually be broken just because it's a passing league now. Whereas when he was playing, it really wasn't as much of a passing. It was still a run first, pass second league then. Or now it's just going to complete 180, where now it's pass first, run occasionally. Just have enough run game to get you a few yards every now and then, but mainly you're passing it.
So you're not saying that one will be broken, just saying that one has the best chance.
Yeah, best chance of being broken. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can see that one. I could.
Yeah, but now another one that won't be broken is Emmitt Smith's all-time rushing record. That's not being broken just because what I just said. It is a passing league now. So there's not a big emphasis on the running, so no one's going to have, that longevity of that many seasons with that high yards. It's like the closest person right now is Adrian Peterson, but he still has a ways to go.
He had a chance to beat that guy's name, Eric Dickerson's record, and he didn't beat it. I think he came like 2 or 3 yards short that season.
A little bit farther away from that, but over the all-time rushing record, no one's gonna touch Emmitt Smith's, and because no running backs have that long career anymore. I mean, once they hit 30, it just seemed to disappear.
Yeah, I mean, you go to Marshawn Lynch. He retired kind of early.
Yeah.
He had to retire, though, basically. He beat around the bush, but he basically retired due to the nature of his running style. He ran really smash.
Right, and that's another thing that Emmitt Smith had going for him was that he knew how to avoid contact. So
definitely
he wanted
more finesse.
Yeah, he wouldn't just plow through a defender. He would step out of bounds, save his body.
Longevity.
Yeah. So that's another reason I think that will never be broken. But yeah, a lot of the records that have never been broken seem to come from baseball. A lot of records there that.
Except if you're a horse fan, Secretary's 31-length victory will not be broken ever.
No one
unless
cares.
we get a freak horse. Oh, there might be some horse watchers out there. You don't know. Some farmers.
Farmers.
The farmers are into that. They're into the. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sure.
All right. Okay.
Why
sorry.
not?
Okay. Sorry. Sorry, Gabber Nation. Sorry.
Yeah, no one cares about horse racing. It's
Okay,
boring.
I just threw it in there. I'm sorry.
No.
I just threw it in.
Stick to sports people like.
Okay. Well, if we get a dislike, you'll know who it's from. Some horse fan.
I'm just not that big into horse racing.
Well, I'm not either. I just thought outside the cookie jar. Sorry.
Outside the cookie box.
Rugrats. Sorry. Thinking of Tommy Pickle and Angelica with their cookies.
Awesome.
Moving on.
All right. Well, the Cavs and Raptors wrapped up the series. Kind of went as suspected with the way the first 2 games went. Raptors made a little bit of a series of it.
I was right. No one believed me.
Everyone believed the Cavaliers were going to beat the Raptors.
I know. I just have to add some, some ratings into it.
It's just we're surprised that the Raptors won 2 games and made it a series.
It was only a matter of time before LeBron said, "Hey, no, we're going back to the finals. I don't care what's going to happen. We're going in there." That's basically what he did last night.
Yeah, I mean, last night he actually didn't even have. He had 33 points. Kyrie Irving was 30. In Game 5, Kevin Love actually led the point scoring with 25. Bron at 23. Yeah, both games, neither of them were really very close. The last one was towards the fourth quarter, then Cavaliers just pulled away out of it, and yeah, it's kind of, like I said, that series kind of went as we suspected. No one really thought the Raptors, unless you lived in Canada, no one really thought the Raptors were going to have that much of a shot. Like I said, the fact that they won 2 games and at one point the series was tied, I think was
That's impressive.
Miracle. Yeah.
I mean, their franchise has definitely a lot to be proud of.
Yeah,
They haven't had that deep of a run since that good of a team since Vince Carter was there. So I mean, it's got to take your hats or your hat flaps or wings off to the Raptors.
And then to go toe to toes with LeBron James and the Cavs and not back down. Obviously, the last 2 games, Game 5 especially was just a huge blowout. But they, like I said, they made it a series. Got it to Game 6 and had a chance there. But yeah, they just didn't have the same intensity in Game 6 as the Cavs did. Cavs just wanted to finish it up there. They didn't want to take a risk of going back to Cleveland. Said nope, let's finish it up here. And
it came down to the Cavs having Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. I think they're like 15-1 when the three of them scored 20-plus points in the postseason. I mean, that's...
Drake wasn't enough to get the Raptors, win.
Yeah, Drake wasn't enough. Where were you when the series was in Cleveland, Drake?
He was still in Canada.
Too busy seeing Rihanna? Huh? Too busy seeing Rihanna doing that work? Huh? That's a song.
Terrible song at that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But now if you're the Cavs, who do you want? Do you want Oklahoma?
Okay,
Or do you
we
want
said
Golden
we
State?
said we weren't talking about the two
I'm
teams.
not saying who's
You're
going to
gonna
win.
jinx it. Oh, I said jinx. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Who do the Cavs want?
I'm not saying I'm not commenting. I told you I'm not commenting on this. I don't want to jinx it tonight. I told you I'm not commenting.
How is that jinxing?
I'm not commenting.
All right, since apparently he doesn't know the answer to that question.
Okay, you want my
The
real
Cavs-
answer?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I asked it.
Okay. Okay. Put it like this. Okay, hear me out. Okay.
That the Warriors or the Thunder are going to beat the Warriors, but then the Warriors can play the Cavs, and the Cavs are going to beat the Warriors, like you said before.
That was last few episodes ago. That's foregone. That's in the back of my head. Anyways, okay. If you're the Cavaliers, I would say they would want to see Golden State because they would have the revenge factor from last year. They didn't have Love or Irving, and they feel right now, I think, that they're fully healthy, that they could probably change the tide. Me, as a sports fan, I would love to see a Durant-LeBron James finals. I would love to see Russell Westbrook go toe-to-toe with Kyrie Irving. I would love to see LeBron and Durant go back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, if the Cavs, they want the Warriors for that revenge factor, but if they get Oklahoma, they have home court advantage.
Right, so you would want Oklahoma City in theory because you would have the home court. If it's a Game 7, it'll be in Cleveland.
Exactly. And, I'd be wary of getting the Warriors because if the Warriors come back and win, they're going to be riding an emotional high coming back from 3-1, coming off, 3 straight wins. So they're going to be feeling really good about themselves going into that series. Plus, then they get home court advantage. Whereas, like I said, if Oklahoma City makes it, the Cavaliers, they get their home court advantage, face, Oklahoma City, which I think would be a fantastic matchup, like you said. Westbrook versus Kyrie, Durant versus LeBron.
You'd have Serge against Kevin Love in theory.
Yeah, so I think that would make for a very... Either way, it's going to be a very entertaining series, whether you have the revenge factor with the Cavs and Warriors,
or you
or you just have those great
team.
Yeah, just have that great matchup between the Cavaliers and...
Definitely, if the Thunder go, it'd be Westbrook and Irving, two of the best point guards in the league.
I think Westbrook has the upper hand in that matchup.
I mean, Westbrook...
His athleticism, I think, is
he does have the athleticism. I would say Kyrie Irving would have maybe the better ball handling skills than Westbrook, but Westbrook is no slouch, man.
Well, no, definitely not.
He's averaged a double-double during the season. He averaged a double-double in the final, or in the conference finals. He's a beast.
Well, we'll see what happens tonight with the Thunder and Warriors.
It's a big game tonight.
Yeah, we can have plenty of time to dissect that series, depending on who wins come next week. The finals beginning on the 2nd, I believe it is.
Yep.
Which, God, this NBA playoffs are way too long.
My birthday's next week, and the finals will just be starting.
Wow. Oklahoma City and the Cavs.
You're jinxing. You're jinxing.
That's the whole point.
You're jinxing.
I know, that's the whole point.
Yeah, Golden State and the Cavs.
I really don't care. Like, so I have no, horse in the race. For me, it's just, it's going to be a good series either way. So
I want to see Oklahoma. I want to see Westbrook and Kyrie go toe-to-toe.
I want to see Durant and LeBron.
It'd be a sick matchup. You know they get matched up against each other, too.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
You know they would. They wouldn't put Serge on LeBron. KD would have to check him.
So either way, it's going to be an interesting series, regardless of who comes out of the West.
Absolutely.
And then one other topic we have today, suggested by one of our fans, is why are sports softer now, or seen softer now,
SAWF
than what they used to be? Which, depending in the sport, when it comes to football, obviously they're the
concussions.
They're the biggest one that you see the
penalties. All you can't touch the quarterback barely.
But all of that comes down to the NFL got sued by former players, because of the injuries. So because of all these concussions, the CTE, all that, football has no choice but to, become softer, put all these rules in place because they were so freaked out about the concussions.
They don't want lawsuits. They don't want to lose money.
Exactly.
Billion-dollar company.
Former players are going to sue them because of this. Then they're going to do what they can to make the sport, safer. So by making it safer, you do make it softer than what it was. You go back and watch those films from 50s, 60s, 70s, even the 80s. Those were brutal. I mean, just you watch a quarterback back then, he got laid out. Now, if you hit him like that, it's a 15-yard penalty. The guy's gonna be kicked out of the game.
Even if you watch it in 2012 on NFL Network, I think it was during the week, they had the classic games they always play on there, and they had the Niners and the Saints when the Niners won by that catch Vernon Davis had in that divisional round. Who was it? Pierre Thomas got laid out by Dante. It was a head-to-head, but that was before they really cracked down. That was probably the last year of physical NFL play. It was probably 2012.
But even that doesn't compare to Dick Butkus, Ray Nitschke.
Oh, no, they literally killed each other.
Yeah, I mean, you watch it, they were clotheslining people. The harder you could hit them, the better. You wanted to lay that guy out. You didn't want that guy to get back up. You wanted him to limp
to go to Home Depot to get a walker.
Exactly. I mean, back then it was so much brutal, but because of all these things coming out now, the game has had to adapt and make it softer. And when it comes to baseball, recently they've had, they took away the collisions at the plate because Buster Posey got hurt, basically the Buster Posey rule. They didn't want star players like that getting injured. Then you have the Chase Utley rule, which, limits the slide on base because of what he did in the postseason last year. Shortstop got hurt because of the slide, which, his slide was, that was way out of what it should have been. But now they have these rules in place, make the game safer, which you love those collisions at the plate. That made it exciting. Having that person barreling down at the catcher, and the catcher
I like that.
It's time the catcher to stick in there and just take the shot and
hold on to the baseball.
Exactly, and the catcher's padded. I mean, obviously it still hurts, but
it's not going to hurt as much.
Exactly. I mean, you think the runner would get hurt because he's
get the worst impact.
Exactly. I mean, now you have that taken away, so now the catcher has to go, stand in front of the plate and just kind of swipe tag, which it just doesn't have the same effect of knowing you have to stand in there and the catcher being able to block the plate and just basically saying, "Try me." Unless you go back in the 70s All-Star game with Pete Rose barreling in there and just that iconic, just leveling him out, and then an All-Star game no less, an exhibition game, he was just going all out. You don't see that intensity anymore. Everyone's so concerned about possibly getting hurt and losing out on money and whatnot
for the season after the All-Star break.
And then going to basketball. Basketball has gotten a little bit softer than what
basketball has gotten very soft since back in the days of Jordan and Isaiah Thomas and. There's the issue is they call so many more fouls now. There's no hand checking. Mm-hmm. The flopping rule now.
Well, flopping rule, flopping is annoying.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're gonna drop like that, go play soccer.
Soccer players should be in Hollywood, all of them.
Oh yeah, very very get.
They should try to do Broadway at Home Depot.
Get tapped on the shoulder, go down like you're dying. It's just what's wrong with you? You just look like an idiot.
And then you see it in basketball too. Like for instance, Stephen Curry had a play the last game where he got some contact. He missed the play. Then he was doing this. The guy barely touched him. He initiated the contact. And
now, I understand in baseball you have those injuries which force them to change the rules. Football, you have all these, lawsuits, injuries. Yeah. Why did basketball change? Why did they put all these new fouls and make it so it's not as intense of a game as it used to be?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I'm assuming maybe they wanted more offense. Obviously, the more offense they have, more people watch. People don't want to see these 70, 78, 75 games. They want to see in the hundreds.
But for me, I get more excited seeing a physical defensive game more so than who can put up the most points.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I'm with you, but I think there's a lot of people out there that want to see.
Everybody
they want
nowadays.
To see the big dunks. They want to see the alley-oops. They want to see these really high-scoring games.
Everybody nowadays, if you ask them on the street or something, they'll be like, "Oh, this team put up 100 and almost 130 points." And
yeah, and to me, that's like in football. no one. I mean, very few people want to see that defensive battle where it ends, 10-7. They want to see it end 45-36 or whatever.
It's a new era of fans and
to
stuff.
me, to me, that's boring. Where team gets the ball and every time you know they're going to score. No, I want to see some defense. I want to see a big hit. I want to see an interception. I want to see that.
I don't want to see a shootout between two quarterbacks going touchdown for touchdown.
Yeah. Unless it's like two all-time great quarterbacks, say it was like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady going at it, they're going straight touchdown for touchdown. That I get, but if it's, Blake Bortles and Robert Griffin III trading touchdown for touchdown, and you're just looking at what's wrong with these defenses. And is this what the game's come to now, where these teams?
I mean, even then, if you see, if you see Rodgers or Brady, you want to be able to see, okay, what defense is going to step up and make a stop here.
Yeah, and no offense to Blake Bortles, by the way, I think he's going to be a good quarterback. He's just a name I thought of.
He's got a lot of bright future. We didn't diss the Browns that time, Cleveland.
No, RG3 does play with.
Oh yes.
Check mark that off the to-do list for the show. Make fun of the Browns.
To-do list, the Brownies.
But yeah, I mean, if you have the two great quarterbacks that you want to see what the defenses can do, but I mean, if they're picking the defense apart, you get it. It's like, okay, well,
they're just that good.
Yeah, they're that good. But yeah, if you see RG3 for the Browns, and another, some other quarterback, just picking apart these defenses, like your initial thought is what's wrong with these defenses?
Mark Sanchez for the Broncos.
There you go. Yeah, so yeah, if you have those two, you're thinking, why can't these defenses stop them? I mean, these are lower tier quarterbacks. How are they putting up 35, 40 points, against them? I mean,
the defenses must be SAWFT. So
sure. Or they just, the rules that they have, if you try to defend a pass and you go like this, it's pass interference or illegal contact, something stupid like that.
I'm still saying 2 more years quarterbacks will have flags on their hips.
Wouldn't surprise me, honestly, unfortunately.
I'm just saying.
Which is so disappointing.
I'm just saying. They're going to have flags on their hips.
Oh, yeah.
Depressing.
It's sad.
Stupid.
But, I mean, the different sports have different reasons. One sport that I will give credit to that hasn't gotten softer by any means, hockey. Hockey is still...
Yeah, for anything, they've gotten more intense.
Yeah, I mean, hockey players are beasts. I mean, they get, put, checked into the walls. I mean, they just take a beating.
They get blindsided.
And they just get right back up and keep going. I mean, so hockey, you got that going for you. You are the only sport, really, that has not gone softer. You have basically maintained that intensity, which is fantastic. I mean,
they get skates in the throat and blood coming from the eye.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a tooth knocked out during a game, or if you get hurt, it's like, oh, let's tape it back up, let's go back in,
throw some dirt on it.
Exactly.
Throw some suave on it.
So yeah, hockey, awesome. Just keep that up. Keep the intensity up. We like sports not getting softer, but then again, former hockey players aren't suing the league because concussions or whatever. So. I don't know, does that say more about hockey players, or does it say less about football players?
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, football players are getting showed up by players that skate on ice.
Yeah, well, you skate on ice, but yeah, like I said, they take a beating.
Yeah, they get clocked. I mean, watch some of the playoff games. There were some big hits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get laid out. So, now going to one of the questions we had, from fans, both Chris and my sister Joanna wanted to know who's going to win the Stanley Cup Finals. Between your Sharks and the Pittsburgh Penguins.
So I would love to see the Sharks,
but you're not going to jinx your team.
Just because I said the winner of the Capitals Penguins, and I'm not going to jinx my team, I would say the Penguins. I think Sidney Crosby's going to have a big Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I'm going to go along the same lines. I'm going to go with the Penguins.
Crosby's probably the best NHL, not the best, one of the best in the league right now. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Penguins. I'll make one of my friends, Dan, happy. He's a huge Penguins fan, so I'm going to go with the Penguins. I think, they have the experience. They have just better talent than the San Jose Sharks do. They were, this is the first time that team has ever been into the Stanley Cup Finals. So I think, just the experience that the Penguins have and just the overall talent, I think the Penguins will win. I think they'll do it in, I'm going to go 6 games.
They have the same gameplay, though. They both play a lot of speed hockey, but the thing for the Penguins is they're coming off of a lot of high. They basically have a 21-year-old rookie goalkeeper that's...
Oh, he's been playing lights out in the
He's been out of his mind.
Yeah. How many games do you think?
I'm gonna go 6 because I think if it goes to a 7, the Sharks are gonna be riding a lot of momentum on that. If it's in the 7th game, even if it's in Pittsburgh, so I'm gonna say.
So we both have the Pens in 6
games. Yeah.
All right, so there it goes. Both agree. Pens in 6, which is kind of surprising. We both agree on that.
Yeah, we both agree on something.
That's weird. So you should probably bet against us then, because we both agree on a chance.
Yeah, you'll probably win some Krispy Kreme donuts at San Jose.
So yeah, apparently put your money on the Sharks. Another question we have was, right now the Cubs and the Orioles are both playing fantastic. So one of your commenters wanted to know, do we see that as a potential World Series matchup? And I say no. I don't think the Orioles have enough to make it to the World Series. They're playing good, but I don't think they have enough to get to the World Series. I don't think. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think they can make the playoffs, but just the World Series, I don't think they have enough for.
I'm still sticking with my bet: the Royals and the Cubs in the World Series. The thing, I've been watching baseball a lot this year, more than usual. I'm pretty proud of myself. But the Cubs, they lose one game and then they'll go on like a 5 or 6 game winning streak. So I mean, it's like we said in a few episodes, they're
a well-rounded team.
They're probably the best team from the top down, the most put together team right now in the MLB, and they're going to be tough to beat in the playoffs.
The Royals, I think they're in danger. They did lose Mike Moustakas for the year with a torn ACL. So that's a big player that they have to replace. So
it's a huge injury.
They have a lot of things working against them in order to get back to the World Series. So I think the Royals have a very, very tough go at it. And they're sitting in 3rd place right now. And they have the Indians.
Yeah, they still haven't moved. They still haven't moved up any.
So, I mean, then again, they are only 1 game out of 1st place. That entire AL Central, with the exception of the Twins, all the other 4 teams are right there. I mean, really, it's White Sox, the Indians are half game back, Royals are a game back, Tigers are a game and a half back, and then the Twins are like 14 games back. Twins done. Move on from the next season to the next season.
Mark Minnesota team. Yes.
But yeah, otherwise the rest of that division is all bunched together, so that's still anyone's division there.
So it could be, like you said, Black Sox and Cubs in the
White
World
Sox.
Series. White Sox, yeah, whatever. Black Sox, White Sox.
I think the White Sox they do need another bat to go into that lineup. They don't have right now the offense to really set them up over the top. Their pitching has been pretty good. Obviously Chris Sale is amazing. Latos come down to earth a little bit more, but they need a bat and just have to have their pitching kind of maintained. So really, I don't see the Orioles making it.
So more than likely the Cubs.
Well, Cubs in the NL, yeah.
Yeah.
And then a final question. My sister, has a friend who's a 49ers fan, so they want to know, you being a 49ers fan, what do you see the future of the 49ers right now?
So is this question just this season or ongoing to the future?
You can use it as kind of both. Like, what do you see this season, and how do you see the future playing out?
Who's this question for again? What's his name?
She just one.
Okay, so for the Niner Nation that has the question, I would say this year. See, the problem is
you have Chip Kelly as your coach.
We're gonna negate that flea that's gonna be talking in my ear the whole time answering this question. Okay, I will say that last year is not their fault. They lost a bajillion players last year to retirement and just plain didn't want to play anymore. Okay. But to get down to business, to get down to the Krispy Kremes off the conveyor belt to Popeye's chicken, I will say the Niners they have a very, very tough road ahead of them this year. They have the toughest schedule with the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I will say if Kaepernick can get his head out of his which I don't think will happen. This year they might struggle again. It's going to depend of how much the players that played last year can grow up. They had a lot of big contributions out of their rookies. So I would say this year is going to be probably a little bit more of a rebuilding year, but I will say if they keep the right team that they have right now, and if Chip Kelly's offense does work with the team, which I think it has a very good chance of because he hasn't had a fair shot. I guess he did screw up the Philly team, but I will say in about maybe 2 or 3 years they might get back. You just got to be. It's going to take a lot of patience because I'm sure a lot of Niner fans weren't used last year to seeing them struggle so bad. But I will say in about this year they might struggle a little bit, but the next 2 or 3 years they might be back possibly. You just never know.
I gave you my thoughts on Chip Kelly in the previous episode. You can go back and see what my views are on Chip Kelly. But yeah, patience. That's unfortunately that's one thing NFL does not have.
Right.
And they want results. They don't want to go through this big rebuilding process. So that might be the thing with Chip Kelly is he might only have a couple years. If he doesn't show improvement, he'll get axed and they'll have to start over again. Because NFL nowadays, it's win right now. We don't want to go on these 3-4 year rebuilding processes. We want to win, and that's where I think that might be a detriment. If the owners don't put that faith, like okay, let's see how this plays out. Let's see if as long as they improve, keep them in there.
I mean, there's always that chance because when Jim Harbaugh took over as coach, people didn't expect him to do anything his first year, and they went to the NFC Championship his first year. So, I mean, it's always that possibility. It's just going to come down to NFL's a game of schemes and getting the right personnel to fit your skill set and what you want to do as a coach, offensively, defensively. So, I mean, it's tough to say. They have a tough schedule, but we're going to just have to see how their skill sets and schemes and personnel works. I would say they probably won't make the postseason this year, but the more they keep the same group together, the better they're going to do. They can't do any more but go up, unfortunately. So, I mean, my answer to him would be, maybe they'll win. They might surprise and win a few more games this year, but the year after that, I would say they should progress pretty well the next year if they can keep Kelly and if they can keep the same group that they have right now together. That's my answer.
All right, well, keep those questions coming in. We'll love to answer them every episode the more we get. Continue to comment on our YouTube page of each video, comment on our Facebook, like and subscribe our YouTube page, like our Facebook page. Love to hear from you guys. Have a very happy Memorial Day weekend. And also remember, with Memorial Day, while you're out grilling, do take a moment to realize what this holiday is for. Talking about the people that lost their lives to, protect our country. Think about that and have a very good holiday.
Make sure to drink responsibly, too.
That, too.
I'm Jama.
I'm John, and have a good night.